Hello. Is anyone nervous that they gave me a microphone? Is this anyone's first gay wedding? It is. So on a scale of 1 to a Celine Dion concert, how gay has it been so far? Have we jumped the shark and gone full like Barbra Streisand? A little bit. So when I was at the altar getting married, I looked out at my dad and I noticed that he was getting emotional. Yeah, and he thought the gayest part of this wedding was going to be when the two boys kissed. Did you know that any time a straight man cries at a gay wedding, a Republican congressman is born? And not as a baby, but as a 75-year-old white man in a suit shouting, "This has gone too far." So my dad was an undercover cop when I was a kid, which means that I could never get anything past him, except for the fact that I was gay. Yet the man can spot a criminal in a crowd like Where's Waldo, but spotting the homo in his home though, oh no. My dad was a detective, so he was a professional solver of mysteries and yet could never crack the case of who's been Googling penises on the family desktop. Yeah, he dusted the keyboard for fingerprints, but could never lift any off. Something about it being too sticky. I don't know. I actually had a lot of family members ask me what to expect from a gay wedding, and I told them it's kind of like a more formal version of a 4th of July party. You know, lots of fireworks and wieners. Instead of the national anthem, the song Born This Way plays as everyone dances under a rainbow flag while snorting poppers. And at both events, a man named Uncle Sam shows up and tells all the boys that he's giving out free physical fitness assessments in his hotel room. Yeah, God bless America. I want to give a special shout out to all of my Mexican family that are here. Yeah, thank you all for risking not getting back into America by crossing the border to be here. You know who you are. So my mom's from Mexico, and like most immigrant parents raising kids in America, she raised me more like a white kid so I would fit in. But my mom almost did too good of a job making me white. Like literally, the sun never touched my skin without SPF 50 on. Like anytime I went outside, she was always just like rubbing my face with sunscreen. I was like, "Mom, you're ruining my life." And she's like, "Good. Now not only do you look white, you also sound white. Blaming immigrants for your problems." Love you, Mother. Being Mexican, I tried to learn Spanish, but it never really stuck. The most Spanish I ended up retaining, I learned from a talking Chihuahua in the 90s that taught me how to say, "Yo quiero Taco Bell." Do you remember that? I miss that little dog. I'm sad he got canceled. Because sure, is it problematic to have a little Mexican street dog wear a sombrero and talk in Spanish about how much he me gusta tacos? Un poquito. But how else are people supposed to know that Taco Bell is authentic dog food? Being a Mexican who doesn't speak Spanish, I probably shouldn't criticize Taco Bell for also being bad at being Mexican. But I didn't start this feud. They did, by giving me diarrhea. Thank you. That's the first mention of diarrhea at this wedding. Thank you. But not probably the first time that anyone's had it here. My husband and I have a lot of experience already fighting like an old married couple. Recently we got a new trash can, and after my husband unveils it, he turns to me and says, "Let's keep this one smelling nice." Yeah, like it's my fault that the other trash can was smelling like trash and not the fact that it was filled with trash. The other day he was just like, "Why'd you throw away a fish carcass in the garbage?" And I'm like, "Oh, I don't know, because I thought if I took it to bed with me, you might consider it cheating." Yeah, what do you want me to do with it? Waffle stomp it down the shower drain like it's one of my turds? Yeah, and then he gets all mad at me being like, "Mikey, stop pooping in the shower." Marriage, right? So my husband and I actually met through my ex, which is actually pretty common in the gay community. Not because it's small, but because it's slutty. Dating as a gay man is kind of like playing a game of musical chairs, where the chairs are also men. And there's no real winning. Instead, you just keep dancing in circles, sitting on all of them. Occasionally, you'll let the chairs sit on you, you know, depending on what they ate the night before. Sometimes you'll even sit on 2 chairs at once while all the other chairs watch. And when the music stops, everyone wins a shot of penicillin. We're really gonna miss that game. When planning this wedding, we had a lot of people ask which one of you is the bridezilla. And we were like, neither, since there isn't a bride. Yeah, and what I realized was there's no real equivalent of a groomzilla, because if you're a man who demands something on a day that's special to you, instead of comparing you to a mythical Japanese monster lizard, everyone just says, yes, sir. Yeah, it's been kind of nice. I think what makes gay and lesbian weddings so much better than non-homosexual ones is the lack of any straight men involved in them whatsoever, especially in the planning. Because, I mean, the last thing straight men planned all on their own was civilization. Yeah, and that's been on a downward spiral ever since the Romans. Letting a straight man plan your wedding is kind of like letting your 90-year-old grandparent drive themselves to the grocery store. Like, they're always like vastly overconfident in their abilities. Like, give me the keys, I can do it. It's not rocket science. And it's not like they're fully blind, so it might be fine, but odds are it's gonna be a bloody disaster. Has anyone here ever been to a lesbian wedding? 3 people? Lesbian weddings are always elegant, yet affordable. Because lesbians are very industrious people. Yet they save a lot of money getting married in the woods under an arch that they whittled themselves out of an old canoe and a couple of hockey sticks. Yeah. Instead of paying for a DJ, they all just hum along to something by Melissa Etheridge, and then it's home by 8 p.m. to feed the dogs. So I'll end with this. My husband actually fired our first wedding planner. I know, a gay wedding with drama, groundbreaking. And when I asked him, I was like, oh, are you firing her because she's doing a bad job? And he's like, no, it's because of her personality. Yeah, see, she was kind of a drama queen, and he just did not want the competition. My husband's one of those people who's always like, why does drama always seem to follow me? Which is kind of like a pyromaniac being like, why do fire trucks always seem to follow me? Like moths to a flame. Speaking of flames, don't look now, but someone set my wedding planner on fire. Oh, so dramatic. The best part, though, was when he fired her, she sent us an email saying, no, you can't fire me. I already bought my outfit from Dolce & Gabbana that I'm going to wear to your reception. Yeah. So after careful consideration, Esteban sent her Dolce's return policy. Yeah. She was like, bitchy gays, and he was like, that's redundant. Thank you so much.